So you dated a girl in high school whose family included you on their trips to game reserves and national parks, which I think to some extent reignited your passion in animals when it had started to wane amid some of your troubles. You don't get into vet school, so you end up getting a degree in physiology and anatomy. Explain how personal training then indirectly got you into the field you're in now.
One thing is that I always say to the youth who kind of look to me for inspiration, I always say to them, guys, don't close doors because you are so hell-bent on doing this. You never know which door might open to lead you to ultimately fulfill your passion. So many times I hear of kids going, I'm not doing that because I want to be this. And I'm like, if you did that, you might get to that or something else. You need to be more open-minded. And it certainly was the case with me because I was very adamant that this was a certain direction I wanted to head in. But it was ultimately through the private training that got me to work with lions, you know. But going back to the girl that I met, her father was a very well-respected and well-known martial artist, Stan Schmidt. And I knew who he was.
First strong figure you had in your life post Dad's passing.
Correct. First strong figure. And I was terrified of him. I was 16 when I met his daughter. I mean, she was 15. And I was terrified of this guy. I mean, I knew who he was from the neighborhood. He had a dojo in Orange Grove. So Stan Schmidt dojo, you knew. Stan Schmidt was the dude. And so I met his daughter. I mean, I actually thought it was a joke when she said my dad is Stan Schmidt. I was like, okay, that's your opportunity to run. But their family really, I'm still, Stan passed actually recently. And the family was really good to me. Stan was my mentor. He really got me back on in a nice way. So not the guy that was so terrifying. We would have these philosophical conversations at night. He'd come home from training and we'd sit in the lounge and we'd have these debates and he'd talk to me about my passions. And so slowly but surely kind of that passion for the animals reignited, and the trips to the bush and, you realize, this is actually what makes me tick. And so I went and did my degree and didn't get into vet school, but I'm not upset by that. My brother's a vet and he often says to me, Kev, you are the one that has the bonds and relationships with the animals, and he's the one that the animals hate because he's having to always work on them, so
you get into personal training and
yeah, well, the Schmidt family was big into health and training, and obviously Stan with the karate. And so I became part of that old clique, and I was training and getting healthy and fit. And then I started just doing one or two clients, and I was doing my degree and doing clients. And slowly but surely, as I didn't get into veterinary, I started to see an opportunity in working with people and started to think, well, I really enjoyed the rehabilitation of people. I worked quite closely with an orthopedic surgeon. He had sent people with shoulder issues and basically, strengthen them up before operations and then after operations. So the rehabilitation would be a lot quicker, and I enjoyed that. It was quite rewarding.
And you met somebody then
who introduced me to lions.
Right.
Exactly. So it's all connected.
Right.
Yeah.